Teams are taking to the pitch now.
Silence to remember those who died for us. Thank you. 2 minutes silence.
Thurrock are playing Brentwood at home. You won't have to put up with me today because Ralph's here. I'll just pass the mic over to him now.
And a very good afternoon to you from a resplendent Oakfield on the 11th of November 2023. Of course, the guns stopped firing on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month 1918. We've had an Armistice Day 2 minutes silence ever since at rugby grounds around the world. The day was no exception. I'd like to thank referee Duncan Butler Wheelhouse for persevering with that. It's Blake Burns about to kick off the Thurrock. Daniel Pembroke is at full back for Brentwood. Tyler Ford the right wing, Tom Walker and Fraser Paris form the centre partnership. Isaac Kilbriggy is on the left wing, Jamie Cox and Colby Dobson the halfbacks. Thurrock have won the early ball there. Tanny Loker picks up and drives straight through the heart of the Brentwood defence. It's a very quick, bright start for Thurrock. And Loker is very close there to opening the scoring. Ben Timpson picks and drives. It's an outstanding start from Thurrock, courtesy of collecting the ball by Harry Reynolds, restored to the right wing. Burns has fed Niall Clifford on a short ball. There's been earlier infringement. Charlie Parker is at loose head, Kieran Fredericks the hooker, and Jack Rock is the tight head. Dan Suttle and James Killington, a long-established second-row partnership for Brentwood. Matt Wally is the number 6, Jack Mays is the open side, and Eamon Tiernan is the number 8. On the bench, they have forward Aled Williams, Calvin Close a prop, and Kieran Ballinger, who is a back. Rhys Cotter is at full back for Thurrock. Harry Reynolds restored the right wing. Niall Clifford and Henry Bird, that very long established centre partnership. Angus Poole playing his first game on the left. Blake Burns, Scott Chitty have been together at half back throughout this season. Harry Clark comes into loosehead today. Lawrence Brown resumes at hooker, and George Miles is the tight head. Dritan Loka is the second row alongside Caelan Watts-Adams. Got a storming game last week. Cody Holloway is number 6. Jamie Orr, the New Zealander's open side. Ben Timpson, the captain, is number 8. Blake Burns convert that easy penalty from in front of the post to make it Thurrock 3, Brentwood 0. A lightning start from Thurrock. Kai Holloway, brother of Cody, is on the bench, as is Tom Wildman and Jay Jennings. So that's the team news today. So it's Thurrock 3, Brentwood 0. Jamie Cox about to kick off as soon as they can find a ball.
Just give us a rough idea.
New addition to our electronics this week. We have a timer in place, so we'll let you know how the match is going and how much time is left. It's a great kick-off by Brentwood. Very well taken in mid-air. So they've returned the compliment, Brentwood. Thurrock had a great start, taking the kick-off and scored. Brentwood have now taken that kick-off, but that ball is intercepted by Henry Bird. He's looking inside and outside. He finds Niall Clifford. Niall Clifford goes into contact with real power. Thurrock drive over, but unfortunately they're well ahead of the support, but Brentwood have been penalised once again. So a good counter-attack, courtesy of the interception by Henry Bird, just on cue. Good afternoon to you. So once again, Blake Burns elects to kick for goal. Call for the tee. It's Anthony Catchpole, who unfortunately was injured last week, running on with the tee. So this time Blake Burns elects to kick a little further out. Once again he strikes it truly, and that's a good kick from the fly half. Debating this position of fly half with the great John Bevan earlier in the week. Of course, he played rugby league and he became a standoff. Well, he didn't become a standoff, but in rugby league they called it a standoff. And scrum half was called a dummy half. Took a bit of getting used to for rugby union players. So that is Thurrock 6, Brentwood 0. Another great kick-off into the sun. This time it's taken by Loka. This time Clifford is gang tackled by 2 players. But there is an earlier penalty. Looks like offside. It was a good kick-off by Brentwood, but this time Dritan Loka took that ball exceptionally well. Chelmsford were penalised. The breakdown gives Burns the opportunity to kick with his left foot out of danger. Blake Burns, the son of Damien Burns, long-time centre and winger for Thurrock. Ball goes long to Jamie Orr. It's a good throw. It's Clifford to Bird on the crash. Loker has a chance to run. He's gone to ground. Rhys Cotter comes in the line, kicks the ball ahead, gives Harry Reynolds a chance to chase. Good incursion of the line by Rhys Cotter. Difficult kick to pick up for Brentwood, and they've managed to come into contact with that. That's given Thurrock the throw-in. So very good afternoon, some new viewers today. It's Ivan and Alicia in Leominster, and also Alex the Vet, who's somewhere at the moment in London, visiting from Neath, Wales. Doing a grand job down there in Wales. A great ball by Kieran Watts-Adams, feeds Scott Chitty with a lovely left-handed pass, sends the ball to the middle of the field. Chitty again with a left-handed pass goes blind. Watts-Adams has a chance to open his legs and get going. Good receipt of the ball. George Miles has been having a really good start to the season, carries in midfield. Burns this time misses out Bird and goes to Clifford, who goes backwards, thinking about kicking, changed his mind. The Thurrock have been forced back 10 or 15 metres. And this time there's a turnover in Brentwood's favour. Brentwood and Thurrock, great rivals over many years. In the early days, Thurrock had the better of exchanges in what was called the old National Cup, the John Player Cup and the Pilkington Cup. At Essex level, Brentwood only got the final on one occasion in 1974 when they played against Thurrock at the old Thames Board Mills ground. On that occasion, Thurrock just about won the game, but it was a deserved victory and led to another 10 seasons of Thurrock success. In those days, Brentwood had some great players. People like Stuart Wilson, Len Grindle, Frank Farrant, Richard Thomas. This is a good run from Tom Walker in the middle of the field. He's gone skating across the field, suddenly throws back the ball. It's gone forward. Thurrock take advantage. They move the ball forward. Loker again in the middle of the field. He's put to ground. Blake Burns puts a short ball into Cody Holloway, but that is adjudged forward. The referee goes back to the earlier transgression. It's a very good afternoon to our friends in New Zealand. Very good morning, very early morning for Trent White and Dylan Fearon and Mike Stanley. And it's the Davis boys up at the back of the stand. It's good to see Ray Davis there. A deft centre of yesteryear with his cousin Keith, a flying winger. A deft centre, more dummies than Millionaire's Baby. So Thurrock have the scrum in the bright sunlight. Unfortunately, it looks like a serious injury on another field. An ambulance coming to the edge of the field.
We have a pitch in the first 5 minutes. We've changed pitches.
Is that the second though?
Yeah.
Oh right.
Against Rochford, it's the Rochford lads.
Oh right, is it? Rochford lads.
They're winning 47-5.
Luckily, Thurrock have some good infrastructure there to allow the ambulance through. This time, Clifford steps in as first receiver. On his knees, well tackled. That was Kieran Fredericks with the tackle, the hooker. Thurrock have to reset. Luckily here we're in the west stand and people looking from the east to get in the sun in their faces. Isaac Kilbriggy picks up the ball. It's a good carry by Jack Mays. And Jamie Cox, an experienced fly half, puts that ball over the head of Angus Poole and finds a good touch inside the Thurrock 22. I'm not quite sure whether that's a 50-22.
No interference this week.
And yes, there's a 50-22, and Cox cleverly was looking for that. Used to the deep dark corner at Brentwood at King George V's playing fields. Used a good effect at the front. Subtle just can't quite hold that one. It's allowed Jamie Orr to come away with the ball. The Kiwi flanker's done very well there. But no, Brentwood regained possession. Lively hooker, Kieran Fredericks, looking for work. Brentwood go blind. And they get the penalty. Fraser Paris, who's been something of a thorn in Thurrock's side over the last few years, rushes to grab the ball, but Cox puts it in the corner. There was an interesting duel in the second row between Dritan Loka and Caelan Watts-Adams, facing their Essex County rivals, Dan Suttle and James Killington. James Killington is the son of the coach and has been a long-term member of this team. And they've usually been pretty efficient in the line-out. So we'll see how this one goes. Soft shoe shuffle. That's gone over the top. Is claimed at the back by Eamon Tiernan. He's well tackled by Jamie Orr. Brentwood go blind. Kobe Dobson looks down the narrow side. Once again, Brentwood pick and go. Unfortunately, it's a high tackle by Thurrock. And the referee is calling over the Thurrock player, who claims he was accidental. And the referee has given Thurrock a warning. Great deal of focus on high tackles since the World Cup. Very hard to be consistent, but the referee today will be very keen to get it right. That ball is knocked back to the hooker. A lot of responsibility on Duncan Butler Wheelhouse. And inevitably, from the pressure, Brentwood have scored a try. From a circumrotary maul, because I'm tired of hearing the term driving maul. So it's Thurrock 6, courtesy of 2 penalties. Brentwood 5. Jamie Cox with a conversion attempt wide out. It's good afternoon to some of our erstwhile friends from Thurrock. Brian Davis, well known as Snailer for some reason or other. Bob Williams, Di Davis, they're all down there in Wales, all ex-teachers, all retired, probably at the races day, probably at Goodwood. So Jamie Cox with a chance to put Brentwood ahead. That's a great kick, and Brentwood going to lead by 7 points to 6. There was always some debate about who was the fastest winger ever for Thurrock, and Keith Davis was very close to being that man. He once raced a greyhound and came a very bad second. Jeff Cave reckons he was equally quick, but Jeff only played for a game or two. Then there was Ivan Whittle and Graham Davis. Dennis Stone is up there somewhere. That's a great take by Jack Rock. His name befits him. Once again, Cox looking about 50-22. This time it's very well taken by Burns. He looks to come blind. Sends in number 8 Ben Timpson, who loves a run. Feeds Dritan Loka. Loka perhaps should have looked outside to Cody Holloway. Holloway goes forward. is linked up there very nicely. Thurrock go wide, and it's fed out wide, giving Thurrock the opportunity with Rhys Cotter into the line. Rhys Cotter accelerates round. He has a chance to give it, just gets lassoed. Fine turn of pace, Rhys Cotter. Thurrock had possession again. This time Blake Burns throws the dummy, as he did last week. The ball has been slowed down. Dritan Loker again. Thurrock have the penalty coming. They want more than that. George Miles held up. Thurrock still looking to score the try, but the referee has come back for the penalty. This game is seesawing back and forth. Thurrock are looking to be there's an injury there, I'm sorry. Thurrock looking to be a lot more efficient in the red zone of late. Last week, Brentwood had an unexpected defeat against Holt, and Thurrock beat third placed Harlow in what was an intriguing game. So once again, Blake Burns comes along in order to take a shot at goal. We're just waiting for the injury. And it's good news from the second team pitch, where Thurrock are leading by 47 points to 5. It really is a glorious day in Thurrock today. Spent this morning earlier at the Armistice Day ceremony at the Cenotaph in Orsett, where the Lord Lieutenant of Essex was presiding, and the Mayor of Thurrock. And of course our roving editor, Mr. Neil Spate, was there as well. He's going to come along and say a few words now. He's had a very pleasant lunch today, so he's officially off duty, but I'm sure he'd like to say a few words about how the game is going.
Well, the game's very entertaining again. Let's just watch this moment, so we can get this one over, get back in the lead. Excellently done. Yes. I mean, what's not to like about today, Ralph? I mean, it's good enough to drag you halfway across the UK to come here, and they're not letting you down. I mean, what are we at now? It's 9-7. 9-7. I don't know what's happened across the way. Looks a little bit hopefully.
47 points to 5 across the way.
Oh well, excellent.
Unfortunate injury to a Rochford player.
Oh right, yeah, it's the seconds who are doing well. I understand this season. Yeah, good. And I mean, I'm no expert, but this is certainly end to end. And a little bit of a shame that we gave a try away, and this has been a strange anomaly this year, that you've done so well away and yet have struggled here. I mean, what do you think is the reason for that?
It's unusual. In terms of psychology, we spend a lot of time trying to work out how to win away. This year we're trying to find out how on earth we can win at home. So I shouldn't say we, I'm supposed to be unbiased, so let's say Thurrock have been trying to win at home.
Forgiven, Ralph, after the years of service you've put into this club, you're very much entitled to say we, and we should maybe today will be the day. So it certainly bodes well. I just need to start getting it over the whitewash rather than kicking it between the posts, and they've had plenty of possession, and indeed looks like we could have regained possession here. There you go. Now you see that as a layman, I have no idea which way this decision is going to go. You tell me which way this is going to go.
Well, that was very much a 50-50 ball. It's very hard to say. Both players clung on the ball, refused to release it. So the referee is stuck on the halfway line. He can't even say he'll give it to the defending team. But he has decided it was a Brentwood ball. They at least had possession initially.
But again, no dissent. This is the beauty. No dissent, no hassle. Let's just get on with it. So, this is why rugby, and I think the World Cup showed that in spades. Really, I mean, there were some tremendously difficult decisions. There were some really heartbreaking moments, and yet what stood out throughout it all, for those of us who are not rugby aficionados, is the demeanour and the quality of rugby players. They get on with the job. I mean, I'm a football man and I've been born and bred, but it drives me up the wall now. The least bit of a trouble, the least knock, you know, they ought to be giving Oscars for football now rather than league winners' medals, I think.
Yeah, can't help but agree. This game is a bit of a cameo for the World Cup. You know, the quarterfinals all could have gone the other way. There was just 1 point in for South Africa for the last 3 games, just incredible. Yeah. And Thurrock and Brentwood a bit like that over the years. They've been very close, very tight encounters, and in the days of the Cup, Thurrock used to win, but since the league has appeared the last 10 years, so Brentwood's had the upper hand.
They do seem, I was going to say, I mean, I remember coming to a VP lunch last year, and that was Brentwood as well, and they won then, so they do seem to have a bit of a hoodoo on you, but we can live in hope, and I know this bunch of players that you've got at the moment, you've got great hopes for them going forward. I mean, it's still very much a building process here at Thurrock, isn't it?
Absolutely, they're very young. We've got these wonderful facilities here now, and of course in a couple of years' time we'll have a sixth form and a natural pathway straight into the first team, and the sixth forms will be playing rugby on this very pitch.
Yeah. No, it is tremendous, and I was just talking to Brian downstairs, and he was telling me 60 years he's been here and what he's achieved, or not just him, but the whole committee, and the whole ethos behind Thurrock Rugby Club is great. They partnered with Nub News now. We're promoting the rugby, they're promoting us, we're promoting a lot of the off-field activities, the social evenings, the functions and whatever, and ever more so I think that Oakfield is becoming, you know, more and more, it's always been a part of the community, but more and more an open part of the community now, and engaging. And of course you've only got to come down here on any given Sunday and see the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of young people and their mums and dads, which is absolutely fantastic testimony to the work that you do down here.
And we are very grateful for the coverage given by Thurrock Nub News and Neil Spage here with me this afternoon. Well, and it really is.
Let's just hope we're reporting on a win. I'll catch you later.
That's very kind. Thanks, Neil. Good to see you as ever. So once again, Brentwood on the attack, going down the right wing now. Tyler Ford looking dangerous. It's Thurrock 9, Brentwood 7, courtesy of 3 Blake Burns penalties. Thurrock get the turnover. It's a good afternoon to Keith Richards today, who can't be with us today. I'm going to do an advertisement here for a magazine called Rugby Club Magazine, where Thurrock will be featured fairly soon. Look for the advert for the new book coming out, The History of Thurrock. It's called A Thurrock Odyssey. Good afternoon to John Langley, the co-author of this book, down there in Tewkesbury in Gloucester. Hopefully the River Severn is holding its own, holding its banks. So this I was on the train up yesterday from Wales, sitting next to a vet from Neath. She was telling me some very interesting stories about horses. At the time, I was reading a book about building. At the time, it's about shipbuilding. Actually, it was riveting. That was terrible. That was one for my brother, known as Dan, driving somewhere in Scotland or Cornwall today. It's a very good afternoon to expat Paul Stevens, who was in Singapore, now living somewhere in the country, and somewhere near Millfield, I suspect. Good afternoon to Carl Napiarala, who should have been here to a Vice President's dinner with his friends, Phil James, who were asking about him. Front ball there for Thurrock. Lawrence Brown throws directly to Dritan Loka. Thurrock are looking to escape from their 22. Both teams being clinical whilst on the attack so far. This time is a box kick, goes very high. Well taken by Kilbriggy. Feeds Cox. Just slips the tackle of Niall Clifford, but is eventually hauled to ground. Clifford tries to get back in position. Henry Bird looks for a big tackle, misses Fraser Paris. Almost pedestrian that by Brentwood, not quite sure what to do with the ball. Now they spring into action, feeding the prop forwards, gaining a lot more traction from the prop forwards. Fraser Paris. Thomas Walker, Kilbriggy, this man is lightning when he gets going, is well watched. Blake Burns has a chance to tackle. And just as a great tackle by Blake Burns, try-saving tackle, and then Ben Timms managed to retrieve the ball, but he was tackled by the man on the floor, which is of course illegal. So Blake Burns got a great cheer from the crowd there for making that saving tackle. I think some of his school friends there. This time Rhys Cotter kicks the touch but misses the mark. Gives Brentwood a chance to counter-attack gained on the Bride side. This man Kilbriggy is very dangerous. Dancing feet. Very much a la Dennis Stone. Once again, Thurrock turn it over. Some good work on the floor by Jamie Orr in particular. Isaac Kilbriggy on the right wing is looking very dangerous. Looks like there's been a little bit of dissent from Brentwood. The referee's had a word with the captain. Very grateful to Marco Diana, the cameraman, for last week. Kept the commentary going about 20 seconds late. Growing a nice little goatee beard now. Perhaps I shouldn't tell anybody that, it's a bit of a surprise, especially for his wife, who just delivered some beverages to the stand. Not the usual coffee, I hasten to add. So we'll watch out for some dodgy camera work now. He's trying to pretend it's for me. This would be grossly unprofessional. So that's a better kick by Cotter. That's found touch on the Brentwood 10-metre line. And it's just been a beer delivered there for the Davis boys. So Lawrence Brown to throw. This time the ball goes to Watts Adams, a lovely leap at the front. Burns now feeds Henry Bird and now Clifford. That's a high tackle. And again there's a bit of dissent. And this is a little bit of a worry for Brentwood. No, the referee is giving a yellow card. That's a yellow card. I'm not sure whether that was for the dissent or the high tackle, having previously been warned. So Brentwood are down to 14. This time Burns goes across field. We'll put it euphemistically. Much to the chagrin of his wonderful supporters in the stand, he makes merely a 5-yard touch. So Thurrock have the put in. This time the ball goes again to Watts Adams. Burns gets the ball, he loops around, feeds Rhys Cotter. Well spotted by the Brentwood defence. Thurrock trying to stretch the line. Angus Poole has come across from the left wing, sorry. Jamie Orr looks for contact. Beautiful run by him. Bounce off a couple of tackles, pirouettes. Brentwood have dived over the ball and given possession away. Burns this time goes to the right touchline with his left foot. Should be slightly easier. And that's a good kick. He's made amends. If Thurrock can get the line-out procedure right, this is a great opportunity for them. They're walking across the stand now to see all the usual supporters, usual people. Jason Bedding there, and Mr. Clifford. We've got to call him Mr. Clifford. It's very sad about Ireland the World Cup. A little bit sloppy by Thurrock, unfortunately. A great chance then from that line out. Lost possession. It gives Brentwood an opportunity to clear their lines. And we have a little bit of a family dispute here in the stand. We'll try and avoid it. We'll carry on with the commentary. It's Colby Dobson to put the ball in. Brentwood hold firm, but Thurrock have got the penalty from the scrum. This time Thurrock turned down the chance of 3 points. Having been successful the previous scrum, they're looking to press home their advantage. We're bearing in mind that Brentwood are down to 14 men. They're somewhat stretched in the backs. Apart from the scrum half, they have only 4 defenders outside, and Thurrock seem to have 5 attackers. Been a bit of a nudge in the scrum, but Thurrock do have the ball. It's come early there. There's a double switch. Henry Bird goes up the middle of the park. Thurrock retain possession. They go wide. Now they send out to the winger. And this time it's an excellent try. And that's the returning Harry Reynolds, who's got in the corner.
Well, I've just been talking to Phil, because he's gone away, he's back away, and he said, oh, it's like breaking the back's one out, I thought we need to pull it.
So it's currently Thurrock 14, Brentwood 7. Burns with a very long conversion in the corner, very difficult conversion for the left footer. I think the odds are about 3-1 against on this conversion.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
We've got a couple of eminent gamblers in the stand. What do you reckon? 3-1, 4-1 against left footer?
6-4.
6-4.
Yeah.
Well, we can't find any takers on 6-4. The odds aren't good enough. He's given it plenty of height, and it's close, but the odds were just about right. Still Thurrock, 14 points, Brentwood 9. About 5 minutes before half time. Our new Geiger counter letting us know. It's good afternoon to the boys from the stand. At least it'll be quiet now. For a while they're just going to refill their coffee cups. This time Thurrock do come away with the ball. It's Watts Adams, feeds Jamie Orr. Jamie Orr almost gets away, can't quite get the ball away, and it does roll forward as he is tackled. Thurrock on the breakaway. Jamie Orr has a nice run. Unfortunately, just as he attempted to pass out of contact, he was tackled, his elbow was nudged, and he lost possession. It's good luck to the group which is Arbitrary Aspiration today, who is selling calendars around the town. Please support if you can. Brentwood just got the nudge on there and they award the penalty. They'll give him a little bit of relief. Lawrence Brown asking the referee what it was for, not quite sure. Jamie Cox with a kick to touch. No doubt still down to 14. Brentwood will keep this quite tight. Thurrock really need to take advantage of this disparity in numbers. Brentwood still with a man in the bin. Killington gets the ball, drives forward. Brentwood send out the backs. This time they pass across the middle of the park. They've lost the ball. Thurrock attempt a fly kick, but unfortunately somebody has gotten away and it's bounced back. So a referee will go back for the scrummage.
Following week. Ready.
This time Ben Timpson picks up from 8. Scott Chitty goes blind. Uses Reese Cotter. He tries to throw the dummy. He's very well collared by Cox, but manages to feed the ball back. Loca runs into contact. It's a good tackle on him. George Miles has picked it up beautifully from behind him. He's going to run straight at the full back. The support is there quickly, but the referee's wasted no time in giving the turnover. I was with a friend of Ray Davis yesterday having coffee, the great John Bevan, down in Costa, Abergavenny, alongside Gerald Davis. Two Lions wingers from the 1971 battle at the House of Pain, Carisbrook. I seem to remember Dunedin. The Lions won the first test, went on to win the series. And the manager was none other than Thurrock's very own Dr. Doug Smith, the witch doctor, predicted the outcome of that great encounter. 2 tests to 1, 1 drawn. It was going to finish with a drop goal by JPR Williams, and it did. John Bevan passed on his best wishes to all those Cardiff boys living up in Thurrock. Loved his days in college, John. Played for the college first team throughout. Played the odd game for Cardiff, then played for Wales and the Lions. 9 years with Warrington Rugby League. It's a good ball off the top for Brentwood. Puts Wally into play in the middle of the field. But once again, Thurrock gets the turnover, courtesy of the referee. And the carded player returns. Brentwood have done quite well during that passage play. The usual deficit with a man off is 7 points. That was 5 points for Thurrock. The score is 14 points to 7. One converted try being the difference. Blake Burns finds a fine touch. That's a 40-metre touch. Good gain for the Thurrock standoff. 10, fly half, outside half, whatever you want to call him. It was quite fascinating. John Bevan didn't know that in the old days in rugby union the fly half was number 6. And he didn't know what an inside half was. He called it a dummy half. So Jamie Orr takes this one in the middle. It's a good lineup from the athletic young man. Now Clifford feeds Blake Burns on the loop, brings in the blindside winger. An attempt interception by Kilbriggy just fails. And the referee judges that he was making a good attempt to catch the ball, which indeed he was, and if he had caught it he probably would have scored. But Thurrock do get the penalty. It's always difficult with a left footer trying to find touch on that side of the field, the left hand side of the field. A lot of control in the World Cup, of course, with that possible yellow card against Tompkinson, the centre for Wales. Spoke to a TMO last week who said it was at least a yellow card and a penalty, and Wales might have been saved against Argentina. But I wouldn't criticise referees, not even Carl Dixon. Great roll by Thurrock. They have one possession, they have got a penalty. This is a free ball. They will now try to attack. This time now Clifford throws a dummy, but just as he's about to waltz over, there's been obstruction, sadly. So it's just on the brink of half-time. So one would think Burns might elect to kick for goal, yes? The T-boy is running onto the field. No, they are going to the corner. Or near to the corner. Ray Davis exclaims that should be a right-footed kicker. He should be the coach. Obviously the kicking coach isn't doing his job. I think it's all about confidence. Blake Burns can kick with his right foot. So this time the ball goes to the back. Dritan Loka is chipped up with a great tackle, a great tip tackle, but manages to hold on to the ball. Jamie Orr charging towards the post. Thurrock have quick possession. Burns throws it out wide. It's well taken by Cotter. It's gone backwards. This gives Thurrock a chance, and Cody Holloway is going in. That was a little bit like last week when Rhys Cotter scored the last try. Everybody stopped and watched. The referee clearly called backwards. Brentwood stopped, and Cody Holloway took full advantage to go screaming over right on the brink of half-time. So it's Thurrock 19, Brentwood 7, and Burns with the last kick of the half. I suspect. Can never be sure with injury time. The last kick of the half, you can never be sure with injury time. That's a great kick by Burns. Thurrock 21, Brentwood 7. So here we're at half-time at Thurrock Oakfield. The sun is still shining. It's fading a little. It's good afternoon to Ray and Keith Davis, who are now departing. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thurrock going to the changing rooms half-time. Very happy with their lead. They have been the lead on many occasions this season, haven't quite finished off, but today they've got every opportunity running towards their favourite scoreboard end. Brentwood, of course, are a famous club in Essex. Were formed in 1935, and their first game was against Chelmsford. Unfortunately, they only had 14 players. Never mind, not deterred, they managed to get another game together, and they played against Garrison Defaulters from Rochford. They themselves managed to get soldiers playing from the Worley barracks, managed to make up the numbers eventually. Sadly, just they got going, the Second World War started in 1939, and they didn't play again until after the war. They reformed in 1955 when a group of people had got together at the White Hart. In order to recruit players, they used to advertise twice nightly at the now defunct Palace Cinema in Brentwood. So a lot of those places have now disappeared, but after 1955, Brentwood did grow as a club. In the 60s and 70s, largely as a result of people like Gwyn Harris recruiting teachers from Wales, they became a much stronger club. They had a very good connection with Cardiff Training College, and people like David Games turned up to play. I found out only yesterday that one such teacher came from Abertillery, and his name was John Crozier, the uncle of Philip Crozier, a great supporter of Abertillery, and of course his father Arthur Crozier was chairman of Abertillery and captain of Llanilleth Rugby Club. Anyway, Brentwood's continued to grow from there with lots of Welsh teachers, people like Stuart Wilson, Richard Thomas, all coming along doing their bit. Len Grindle, who is not Welsh but a really excellent full-back. And these people coach the young people in their schools, and they then transform the Brentwood team. Bill Fraser, an old colleague of mine, of course, who was a Brentwood player as well. And they have Brentwood Public School, and that helps a great deal. They played King George V's playing field, which has got an unfortunate slope, but it's been their home since their founding, and I'm sure they'll be there for a lot longer. During the days of the Cup, as I said, Thurrock usually prospered, but in league days, Brentwood have had the upper hand in the last 9 or 10 years. Today's encounter is very interesting, they're always close, and we'll see if Brentwood have the ability to come back now. You can see around the back of the club that the new school is being built apace. Wonderful facilities there with the artificial pitch, one of the best in the whole country. And it won't be very long before sixth formers are studying there and playing rugby on this first team pitch. That's the unique pathway the Thurrock needs to develop players in the future. We're looking forward to a very bright future for Thurrock. Today there's been a Vice President's dinner. It's good to see the groundsman, Roger White there, Clive Bynan, Graham Morris. And if you read the Rugby Club magazine that comes out shortly, you'll find a very interesting article about these very important people in the history of the club. Behind the stand we have a series of classrooms with its own spectator balcony. And sad to say the ambulance is still on the third team pitch with the young Rochford player. In the meantime, the game goes on the second team pitch. We'll be able to catch a little bit of that during the half-time interval. Well, what a wonderful World Cup it was, and thanks to the host France. One couldn't help but feel sorry for France, who played their part in a great competition and couldn't quite get to the finishing line. They've been planning this for over 4 years, with their youngsters doing extremely well, winning the Under-20s World Cup on 3 occasions. New Zealand and South Africa were the pick at the end of the day and deserved their place in the final. But of course, South Africa winning their last 3 games by a single point. Showed how close the whole competition was. But it was great to see minnows such as Portugal and Fiji and Samoa doing extremely well and pushing the Giants really hard. Well, this Anglia Region 2 league has proven to be a very competitive one, with all teams showing they could probably beat each other on their day. Brentwood have had a slightly better season. Thurrock currently sitting 5th in the table, with Thurrock just a couple of places below them. And so it's the referee, Duncan Butler Wheelhouse, who's had a very good first half, very consistent first half in my opinion, and he's brought the players back on the field. Thurrock are a little dilatory. I'm on hopes that doesn't go against them. I think both teams should always take the field at the same time once they depart to the changing rooms at half time. A lot of people stay on the field. So Ben Timpson leads his troops out. And looks as if Kai Holloway has come onto the field for the second half. Great player, Kai Holloway. Has had a fantastic season, but unfortunately, owing to work commitments, is not always available. Angus Poole started on the wing today, but now Director of Rugby Martin Jones has brought Kai Holloway onto the left wing, leaving Harry Reynolds on the right. I'm trying to look for any other changes there. In this league, I believe you're allowed to make up to 8 changes during the course of the game. And most teams look to replace their front row at some stage. Good to see the ambulance able to depart. So Cox kicks off the second half with a beautiful lofted kick. Adams waits patiently, picks up, throws a nice sidestep before he's tackled. Excellent take. Holloway tries to shift on quickly. This time Niall Clifford elects to kick. The referee is almost blindsided by the ambulance, blows the whistle in order to allow the ambulance to leave the field. Very sensible and very generous. Thurrock had possession, and I think a referee will probably award a scrum to Thurrock in a defensive position. I'm very grateful for being offered victuals at the moment, and very resourceful of Mrs. Diana. Unfortunately, this professional commentator is unable to participate, not allowed to imbibe. Unfortunately, the cameraman is not of the same professionalism, and he's had a quick sip. So I hope everything's not out of focus. So as the sun goes down over Thurrock, they come to the blind side. Blake Burns has the ball. He then kicks down middle of the field. It's very well taken by Pembroke at the back. Shows some good footwork, goes across the field. Niall Clifford puts in the tackle a little bit late, but I think he was committed. Henry Bird gets across. He takes out Tyler Ford. Bit of a meandering run from the Brentwood forwards. And once again, Thurrock gets the referee's decision. I think it's probably obstruction, or it's not very clear what we can see from here. It should be a little easier for Burns on the right-hand side of the field. Pushes that into the Brentwood half. So 21 points to 7 is important that Thurrock get a good start the second half. When he scores 7 points, it's never 7 points fully until you've exited. So they managed to exit in the second half, managed to get back into the Brentwood half. Let's see what they can do from this line out. Goes to Dritt and Loke at the front. They set up the driving maul to good effect. They make good ground. And then Cody Holloway breaks away very effectively, drives it up towards the Brentwood line. Thurrock clear out and leaves Thurrock with a chance in the middle of the field. Adams picks up, feeds Henry Bird. Henry Bird has Rhys Cotter outside. Rhys Cotter throws a dummy and a sidestep. Still going. It's inside the Brentwood 22. A short ball. Great play by Harry Clark. Burns goes back. Bird gets back to the middle of the field. He's going directly. He's gone through the middle. Just tackled. It's exciting stuff from Thurrock. Good pick up by George Miles. He's knocked back. Manages to get the ball out. Goes blind. Comes to Burns. But then there's an interception. Now there's a race for the line. Rhys Cotter makes a fantastic tackle. Rhys Cotter makes fantastic tackle, showing his paces. It's a dummy from Ben Timpson, short range stuff. Very competitive. Jamie Orr is by himself in the middle of the field. He has to come back inside, back support, turns. Chitty comes back to the strength. Harry Clark. It's gone forward. He's still trundling forward. He's now gone to ground. There's a tackle. They have to release. Timpson throws a dummy and a handoff. Inside, outside. It's a great ball outside to Caden Watts-Adams. Watts-Adams feeds inside to Holloway. An outstanding attack from Thurrock. They've gone blind, they've gone on the narrow side. Very difficult to see. Lots of stanchions in the way. Thurrock have had two great attacks. The one, there was a tremendous interception. Kilbriggy, who looked to all intents and purposes if he was going to go the full length of the field, caught by a wonderful tackle by fullback Rhys Cotter, who showed his paces, caught him from behind, then got up and won the turnover. Thurrock attacked again, came really close, and unfortunately was stopped just on the line. And a couple of Thurrock players injured. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Kai Holloway with his first touch was really close. Ben Timpson's come back onto the field, and the ball has been held up over the line, hence the dropout from under the posts. So Watts Adams was close, Kai Holloway, Ben Timpson. So it's two great opportunities for Thurrock to go further ahead, just snuffed out at the last moment. So it's Cox with a kick-off, everybody restored to good health. Cox sends that towards Watts Adams. He sidesteps and goes directly for the posts. Another great run from the second row. Thurrock now come out to Burns. Burns throws a dummy. It's gone through the gap very much like last week. Deliver the pass all day. Then he starts to go wide. This time Harry Reynolds comes on the short run. Fed by Clifford. Harry Clark. Thurrock have the penalty. This is a free ball. And Thurrock have lost possession right to death. Unrelenting pressure from Thurrock. They desperately need to extend their lead. It would be profligate if they didn't get further ahead at this juncture. I'm surprised Brentwood have not identified that. You kick the ball to Caelan Watts-Adams is a bit like Talupe Faletau. He invariably catches the ball and drives forward, making headway. He usually beats the first man. So there's a Thurrock put in. Chitty still on the field. Brentwood looking at their best when going for the interception. They made the odd faux pas in that department, but Thurrock this time have a really good forward driving scrum. Thurrock played a move with a switch in field to Henry Bird. He's still on his feet. He's gone past a couple of defenders. Thurrock gets second phase. Loka tumbles through the tackle. He's put to ground. And this time the extra roll brings the penalty Brentwood's way. So Thurrock unable to capitalise on that long period of pressure in the second half. Gives Cox the chance to clear his lines. He makes no mistake sending that ball up the 10-metre line. And Thurrock ring the changes. Dritan Loka goes off. And Harry Clark goes off. Tom Wildman comes in loose head. Jay Jennings in the second row. Now Thurrock have their full complement of youngsters on the field. Watts Adams gets up beautifully to win that ball. Wildman gets his first action. He goes to ground. Thurrock drive over. Timpson with a step. Done a lot of that today. Could have fed Holloway. Lex instead spend the ball out the backs. This time Thurrock are flying with Rhys Cotter in the line. He kicks ahead down the line. It's well taken by Pembroke. Pembroke sends the ball back with interest. Goes over Burns' head. Burns recovers. He now is looking to kick. That goes to the middle of the field with half of Thurrock offside. Burns now has put them onside. Now the referee judges they were offside still. So this time the ball is put into space by Cox. Cotter gets the ball and Brentwood come back for the penalty. Well, the referee's microphone is almost decimated. Sorry, the referee, the commentator. So Brentwood, after a long period of pressure, have managed to escape and now have penalty of their own on the 10-metre line. That was a great line against the throw by Watts-Adams, winning the ball. Cox then smashes the ball into the Thurrock 22. So it's the first opportunity Brentwood have had this half. This time Jennings goes up the front, not quite able to make it. Suttle takes the ball, it's gone blind. They've released it. Probably might have been better off carrying on with the drive. This time they drive over the line, but it looks very much if they're held up. That could well be a dropout from under the posts. Which indeed it is. So lucky escape for Thurrock. Previous lucky escape for Brentwood. The dropout from under the posts. Actually, it's not from under the posts. Reece Cotter takes that. He kicks the ball down towards the halfway. It's a good dropout from him. It's good to be expected. Harry Reynolds is up there in defence, but he's missed his man. That's given Tiernan a chance to break away. Brentwood looking dangerous in the Thurrock 22. Thurrock a bit slow to respond. This time they throw the ball out wide, and Brentwood in with a chance for Kilbriggy. Holloway seems to have him covered. Burns, Holloway, between them they tend to go a bit high, and Kilbriggy has bounced off a couple of tackles and retained possession. They look blind. This time Fraser Parrish. Burns goes high and gives away the penalty. Brentwood have the ball, they have a free ball, and the referee goes back to the penalty. This time it's a penalty close to the Thurrock line for offside. The referee is called back for an injury.
You right?
Right. It's Caelan Watts-Adams, I think, who has an injury. And Jamie Orr seeking treatment. It looks as if Alex Evans has got a headlamp on there, but she hasn't. It's just the sun reflecting on her sunglasses. I mean, hopefully both players are all right. Brentwood have a penalty. They take a tap in the corner. It's up for the props. Props go charging forward. Very well tackled by Wildman. Thurrock drive back. There's yet another penalty to Brentwood. Thurrock have to be careful they don't lose a player. This time it goes out to Tiernan in the middle of the field. Jack Mays, Eamon Tiernan in concert. Thurrock setting up their defence. Brentwood go through the middle. Thurrock come flying out the line. Don't quite make the tackle initially. Manage to hang on. Thurrock need to be careful not to give away another penalty. And they have given away another penalty, unfortunately. Once again, rather than line-up, they're tapping and going. The referee's having a word with the Thurrock captain. He's concerned about the frequency and number of penalties. At this stage, I must apologise for the quality of the commentary last week. It was delayed somewhat, largely by the fact the commentator was 250 miles away. So a 25-second delay for 250 miles is quite good. Jason Bedding returns to his seat in the stand, looking very tanned. Must have been away on holiday again. Antigua, what a lucky chap. And he watched and he heard the Tin Man speaking. So there we are, we're televising live in Antigua. We've been to Cayman Islands, St. Lucia, now we've been to Singapore and Antigua. Slow ball for Brentwood. They are knocked back in the tackle. It's Wildman. Now they throw the ball wide. It comes back inside. Switch inside. Watts Adams desperately searching for the ball. There's a dummy and a lofted pass. Goes wide. Bounces.
Come on, tackle!
Send me some stuff you want and I'll buy it.
And once again, the referee's having a word with the Thurrock captain, Ben Timpson. And this time he's given a yellow card. And the yellow card looks as if it's gone to, I'm not sure. Could be Niall Clifford. No, it's not Niall Clifford. I'm not sure who that is. It's quite disastrous for Thurrock. Now they're reduced to 14. And of course Brentwood elect to take the scrum. Thurrock don't have they have to put a prop onto the field as replacement. That means somebody else has to go off. So clever play by Brentwood. Cody Holloway has to leave the field as well. So it's George Miles who's left the field, and because of the scrum being taken by Brentwood, Harry Clark has to come back on. Brentwood now pass the ball out to the middle, which is quite a strange decision, bearing in mind they had the extra play in the scrum. Thurrock make the tackle. Brentwood now move the ball wide. It's a terrific tackle. That's Harry Reynolds who's come across to make the tackle from the blind side of the wing. Cox goes himself. Assessing a Thurrock defence. They seem to have numbers, but they've again gone through the middle. Thurrock won the turnover and have now got the penalty. Thurrock's second team won the game 22 points to 12. Great result for them. Congratulations. So Thurrock deliberating, taking a bit of time, taking the full amount of time on this penalty, down to 14. And with an extra prop having to take the field at the expense of a loose forward, these are worrying times for Thurrock, even though they're 21.7 ahead. Burns puts in a terrific kick, taking play up to the 10-metre line. So at this stage, people like Jamie Orr have to double their work rate with Cody Holloway off the field. Harry Clark, having already been replaced, had to return to the field. Watts Adams wins a lovely line of ball. Chitty this time goes for a break. Perfect opportunity for the young man. Saw the chance, went through the line, sets up the ball. Jay Jennings fresh onto the field. Feeds the ball back nicely. Chitty leapfrogs a Brentwood player. Harry Reynolds comes to the line. He throws the dummy, makes good ground, charges forward. Thurrock get on his shoulder, keep the driving ball going. He pumps his legs, and Thurrock have won that ball. It's good work from Thurrock. Wildman does well to take that low pass. Manages to turn. Burns looking to go outside. This time he is forced to throw the dummy by the speed of the Brentwood backs. Nevertheless, Thurrock have possession again. Harry Clark rumbles forward. He is tackled, manages to get the ball to Wildman. He does go. It was thought the ball had gone backwards, but the referee decided it had gone forward. Henry Bird not enamoured by that. Kicks the ball back. They get on with the play. It's 24 minutes gone this second half. Not sure about the injury time. Now again, the crucial stage. The Thurrock desperate to get their players back onto the field. It will, of course, mean 2 substitutions when that does happen. Reese Cotter, the fullback, sitting deep. Teenan picks up. Blake Burns is forced to tackle there, but that has been knocked forward. Good harassment across the field by Burns and Jamie Orr. Forced that error. Teenan picked up. As he was pursued across the field, was eventually tackled in possession. The ball rolled forward. We're hoping this is not a testudinate scrum. Those people who don't know what that is, it means tortoise-like. Thurrock managed to win quick possession in the scrum. Double switch. Kai Holloway this time comes wide. Puts in the pace of Reese Cotter. Harry Reynolds goes outside. He is tackled. The ball's gone loose. Thurrock making good use of their wingers, making up the extra man across the field. Good to see understudy groundsman Graham Morris here again in his blue blazer. Looking more like Gerald Davis than Gerald Davis nowadays. About the same age, I think. Although he didn't score 4 tries against Pontypool. In fact, he didn't score 4 tries in his life. Even though, according to Clive Bynum, he was a bit of a seagull. Never managed to score 4 tries. So the game very much in the balance. I'm sorry, I did get that wrong. The clock was counting down. There are about 21 minutes left. Not quite sure what's happened in the scrum there. Referee has blasted a shrill whistle. And resets the scrum. Not happy. Must have been an early nudge by both packs. Both teams trying to get a quick advantage. Deceived by the fading light. It's a better scrummage by Thurrock, who managed to drive the ball forward. And they do indeed get the turnover. This makeshift pack of Thurrock doing really well in all adversity. Thurrock have the opportunity of a put-in now. Scott Chitty's still on the field. Made a remarkable recovery, this man, and long may it continue from a very serious injury. Chose the opportunity to make a break, having delivered the passes all day long. Early engagement by Thurrock, unfortunately, and they give away with free kick. Brentwood switch in the middle of the field. Watts Adams makes something of a tackle, holding up process, and that's a good tackle from Henry Bird. Goes for the ball, almost dislodges it. There's chaos in the field there. Thurrock go driving on. Looks as if it was a knock on somewhat earlier. This is a coruscating tackle. And Thurrock take a quick ball. Comes out of Jay Jennings. He gives the ball wide. Ben Timpson. Another great tackle. Harry Reynolds has the ball. He has got an opportunity. Comes hard inside. He's gone through a gap. Very close to the line, Harry Reynolds. Great break by him. Thurrock go blind. Gives Jennings a chance. And he's dived over in the corner. That's a great try for Thurrock. Down to 14 men against the odds. They've been on the attack for the last 5 minutes, and they get their just desserts. That's Jay Jennings, I think, ending up on the wing. Gets that try in the corner after a good run by Harry Reynolds. Quick thinking by Thurrock to take a quick line out. Went all the way across the field. Well held up by Brentwood initially, but then suddenly Jay Jennings and Harry Reynolds end up on the outside as extra men. It was Jennings who dived over the line to take Thurrock into a lead of 26 points. 26 points to 7 with a conversion to come. And Burns will take the full minute on this, I have no doubt. Thurrock asking if their players can come back onto the field. Thurrock's problem this season has been a lack of consistency, especially at home. They've not won it all season. Perhaps this could be the day. I don't want to put a commentator's curse on it, but I'm hoping this can be the day, even though I'm supposed to be biased. Unbiased. No bias here. Burns with a conversion kick from wide out. At least it's the right side of the field for left footers. Burns gets plenty of height on that, but again it's just sailed to the right of the posts. So it's Thurrock 26, Brentwood 7. We have the Vuvuzelas here today. There's everything at Thurrock, no expense spared. $26 points to 7. Cox kicks off. This time Watts Adams does lose it. It gives Killington a chance to take the ball forward, which he does with glee. Harry Clark still on the field. Great tackle by Jamie Orr. Holds up Brentwood. The hallmark of last week's performance by Thurrock was the fact that they held out and they tackled as a team until the end. There's a great spirited performance by them. They need the same again today as Brentwood come on strong. And again Brentwood have a penalty. It now looks like an injury to a Thurrock player. Alex Evans is very quick to get onto the field. Helped by her understudy today. Not quite sure who it is. We're about as far away as we can possibly be in this corner of the grandstand, looking over to the far end of the pitch in the fading light. I'm surprised the floodlights have not come on for the second half. This time it's a forward drive by Brentwood. They've gone to the narrow side. Thurrock have to regather, and looks as if Brentwood have driven over. And I'm not sure whether that's Alid Williams who's come onto the field, but certainly Brentwood have scored. With about 15 minutes to go. The score is Thurrock 26, Brentwood 12. Cox with the conversion attempt. Which he nails. It's 26 points to 14. And I think Thurrock been restored to full numbers. Cody Holloway, I can see back onto the field. I'm not quite sure about George Miles. Burns kicks off to the right. Very well taken. That's subtle, but Thurrock somehow win possession back. Ripped in possession. Thurrock feed the ball wide, comes out to Clifford. He throws a dummy in the middle of the field, looking for work. And the referee has come out for an earlier offence. And that's the knock on from the attempted rip by Thurrock after a great take by Suttle. Drove forward, tackled, and the ball went forward. So it's the much bandaged Scott Chitty to put the ball in from dummy half. Thurrock get a bit of a nudge on. Thurrock have tried several moves in the backs. This time they use Rhys Cotter coming through the middle. And the dummy runner coming to the open side. The ball is fed to Wildman on the blind. Cody Holloway twists and turns, retains possession. Ball comes out to the right of the field. Thurrock come back left. Jamie Orr. Jamie Orr looking to run the heart of the defence. Turns, retains possession. Burns throws it behind to Clifford. He's lost the ball there as Rhys Cotter plays on. The referee has not seen a forward pass. For once he stops. Henry Bird makes the half break. Trying to get the pass in. Can't quite release the backs. Jay Jennings, and the neat sidestep from him, beats the first tackler, would-be tackler. And this time Burns puts a chip through. And it gives Brentwood the opportunity to touch the ball down. But since it's gone over the line, Cox is rewarded with a dropout from behind his post. It's charged down, Jennings recovers the ball. Very well taken by the second row. Chitty comes blind. This time Jamie Orr looking for more work. Been very adventurous today, Jamie Orr. George Miles back onto the field. Uncompromising run from him. And now Thurrock have a penalty. Thurrock take the ball quickly. The referee doesn't allow it to happen. They're looking for the bonus point. with some 10 minutes to go and Thurrock leading by 26 points to 14. It might be wise to kick the penalty and go 3 scores ahead. And so the tee comes onto the field. A pivotal kick this for Burns. Looks straightforward, but always difficult for the left footer from this side of the pitch. If Burns can convert this, it would put Thurrock 3 scores ahead with a little over 10 minutes left to play. Crowd is hushed. Burns obliges and sends that straight through the middle of the posts. So that's Thurrock 29, Brentwood 14. Remember, the score is never finalised until you've exited. And that'll be the warning being given by Ben Timpson now to his players. Collect possession and exit, he will be saying. Thurrock, nobody goes to the ball. Timpson is the recipient of the loose ball. He throws dummy after dummy and he's still going. This time he feeds the ball to Cody Holloway, but it's in front of the ball. So a nice little procession of dummies there by the captain. Unfortunately, by the time Cody Holloway had got there, he overrun slightly and the forward pass was imminent. With about 9 minutes to go, this has been a good performance for Thurrock, and they will need to continue right until the end against this dangerous Brentwood team. That's an excellent drive from Thurrock in the scrum. So good they award the penalty. And now Burns can kick to the corner, looking for the opportunity to go for a bonus point. Always unsure whether to close out the game or whether to try to get the bonus point. First of all, Burns makes sure of the kick. That's an excellent kick. Thurrock will look to the elasticity of Caelan Watts-Adams in this line-out, one suspects. And with Wildman on the field, the extra bulk, they will try to drive towards the line. Ball has gone long, it's unfortunately not straight. Brentwood have been a bit of a nemesis for Thurrock over the last few years. Although a year ago, a last-minute conversion by Henry Bird from the touchline managed to win the home game for Thurrock. With 7 minutes to go, they are deep in the Brentwood territory. Had a message from Bill Fraser, somewhere in the Middle East, suggesting that Brentwood might win today. He's still living in hope. Brentwood tried to round out their own 22. They're halted in their tracks. Cox now has to kick to touch, which he does. But Thurrock have been found wanting. They're offside. They'll give Cox a chance to clear his lines more effectively and have a line out. Cox demonstrating how much easier it is to kick the left touchline with your right foot. So quick ball this time for Brentwood. They shuffle the ball in the middle of the field, they'll chip ahead. This time Fraser Paris kicks the ball. Rhys Cotter gets back, falls over, but manages to slow things down. But in the process he's knocked on. So it's Tyler Ford, Tom Walker and Fraser Paris there working hard to put Brentwood into an attacking position. Kilbriggy's gone into the middle of the field. Brother, of course, of a former Premiership player. Thurrock have been in the ascendant in the last few scrums, so we'll see how this one goes. Once again, they get on a bit of a push, but Brentwood managed to feed the ball outside. A couple of missed moves, leaves a bit of a gap in the middle. Great tackle by Henry Bird. Bird and Clifford have been so secure in the middle of the field, as they generally are. Thurrock being pressed hard in defence. Ball is reverted to the forwards. Now it comes out wide again. Cox delivers in the middle of the field. There's the front row in unison. But Thurrock win the turnover. Brentwood were holding on, not releasing. Brentwood looking to gate crash the party, but Thurrock holding strong. And that's another good kick from Burns from the middle of the field, taking play up to Thurrock's own 10-metre line. Been a Vice President's lunch this week. Thurrock are hopefully looking forward to their first home victory of the season, with Stowmarket away next week. This will put them in a strong position before they break. This time Jennings rises highest. Bird and Clifford soften up the middle. Chitty, Jamie Orr, dancing Fati throws the ball forward accidentally. Wildman struggling for pace, but Kilbriggy knocks the ball on. The referee goes back to 3 or 4 passes earlier where Thurrock had knocked on. Jamie Orr unfortunately danced through the middle, lost possession at the crucial time.
Anyone else?
So we really are come the dying embers of the game now, literally. It's getting very grey and dark in Thurrock. Been a beautiful day, to be fair, but now the mist is coming. Brentwood looking for a quick free kick. It's not coming. The referee resets the scrum. It's been another good performance from the Thurrock pack today. They have tackled well, they've scrummaged well, and the lineouts have been fairly even. That's what's given Thurrock the edge. A real determination to succeed today. So again, it's a terrific scrummage from Thurrock. They've driven Brentwood back. Brentwood managed to pick up. Cody Holloway and Blake Burns. Brentwood come blind. Killington. And now Clifford select the tackle there, and he came flying out the line and made a great tackle. He's getting back into action as quickly as he can. He's made yet another tackle. A great series of tackles from the Ulsterman. And on top of that, he wins the penalty. And we're now moving very close to injury time. And Thurrock will desperately be trying to get the bonus point. So Burns has the penalty. He finds touch and he finds the roof of the stand. If there were no stand, I would have landed on the cameraman's head. So Lawrence Brown now getting close to the last play. Thurrock will throw everything into this last attack. Goes to Jamie Orr in the middle, he rises highest. Well collected by Caelan Watts-Adams. Watts-Adams does a lovely reverse pass, sends Ben Timpson away. Timpson goes up in the middle of the field, one-handed, feeds the offload. Thurrock go wide, Burns comes back the other side, throws a dummy, puts Henry Burton in the gap. Clifford has a chance to break free, but Brentwood have intercepted. Jay Jennings is the first man back, the second row. Gets back, throws a handoff, throws ball to Rhys Cotter. Rhys Cotter attempts to kick, gets charged down. He knows to get back into place. Cody Holloway and Rhys Cotter make the tackle. Again, Killington, very well tackled by Holloway. The famous tackle. Thurrock win the penalty, much to the delight of Holloway. Watts-Adams showing his football skills. Blake Burns kicks the ball out, and that is the end of the game. So against the old enemy today, Thurrock have prevailed, and this has been a famous victory. For the first time this season they've won at home. There's been a Vice President's dinner, a very large crowd, and Thurrock have followed up their excellent win last week against Harlow by defeating a team who sit above them in the table. People are asking the question, if only Thurrock had started well this season. On several occasions they were points ahead and yet failed to come away with a victory. Today they've shown a lot of spirit, a lot more confidence, and they've come away with a great victory over their erstwhile old enemy, Brentwood. Brentwood have played their part in a very exciting game, and so it's good afternoon to all of us from Thurrock Oakfield on this Armistice Day 2023. It is Thurrock 29 points, Brentwood, the visitors, 14. Good afternoon.